So let's welcome Prabhu with a big Haribol chant.
Haribol!
Haribol! Haribol!
जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरोन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। Samadikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavanscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitanscha Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swamiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Ashatya Deshatarine He Krishna Karuna Sindho Deenabandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpa Tarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunayavatirna Kalau Samarpaitum Unnato Jwalarasam Swabhakti Shriyam Harihi Purata Sundara Dvitikadamba Sandipradam Sada Hridaya Kandare Spuratu Vahashachi Nandanaha Hantaya Madrirabala Haridas Varyo Yadrama Krishna Charana Sparsha Pramodaha Manam Tanoti Sahago Ganayostayoryat Paniya Suyavasa Kandamulaihi Mukam Karoti Vachalam Panghum Langhayate Girim Yat Kripatamaham Vande Shri Guru Dinataranam Paramananda Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
My obeisances, again, great fortune and blessing to be given the opportunity to serve. Thank you, dear Vedsar Prabhu, and also thank you to Adi Gadanta Prabhu for hosting me. I hope I'm not much of a trouble. And thank you to all of you for coming today to discuss about our Pranadhan, Srila Prabhupada and Eternal Brajvasi. So we need to pray to him first to do some Shakti Sanchar, and to his disciples. They're now walking on the earth, who are walking on the earth, and I pray to all of you also who are Prabhupada-anugas, because it's only by the blessings of Prabhupada-anugas we can try to do something to glorify him. We seek this blessing so that we can we can please all the acharyas, we can also inspire us to move forward. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Paintings have been very important in our movement. In fact, even though Prabhupada had in mind that he would institute the Pancharatra marg through deity worship. We have two margs, Bhagavad marg, which is Shravan Kirtanam, or as His Grace Vaisheshika Maharaj calls it, Shravanam Kirtanam, Skravanam Mopanam. Skravanam Mopanam of the heart. So that is Bhagavad marg, but Pancharatra marg is worshipping the deities. He had this in mind. Well, he was worshipping Radha Govind in his school days, right? And Jagannath in his even earlier days. But first deities were manifest only as what we call in Braj Chitrapat, which means the painting. It was a Panchatattva painting in the 22nd Avenue, isn't it? And recently I was hearing from the book Swamiji by Brahmananda Panchatattva, exactly.
This is the original Murti of this temple.
There you go, attested.
Painting is also original.
Original, see. So it was Panchatattva deities in the form of Chitrapat. And I heard that Brahmananda Prabhu is writing in his book, Brahmananda Maharaj is writing in his book Swamiji, that the first Murti, first the deity, was actually Madan Mohan. Through some Sikh trader, S.S. Charan and Co., something like that. He had a shop in New York and he would, it was called the bells, he would collect bells. And then one of the deity was lying around, Krishna deity, and the devotees would go and look at Krishna, but don't ask anything from that trader around somewhere in the shop. And later that trader only called and said, would you like to? Prabhupada named him Madan Mohan. So, deities came later, but paintings have always been there. And even when deities came, books, paintings. Chaitanya Charitamrita, when the marathon was going on, so many paintings were made. And these paintings are special. Just look at this painting or any other painting. Or let's look at the painting with our loved ones. When we see the painting, what do we see? Oh, this was taken on the New Year's Eve. So you feel close with the person with whom the painting was taken. That's union. So the painting inspires union, correct? But immediately after seeing, what do we feel? Oh, I'm separated from them. This New Year's Eve, he is not with me or she is not with me. So it inspires the flip side of union, which is separation. So paintings do that, simultaneous union and separation. And this idea has been used throughout our literature, especially the literature of dramas. Let's begin with Rupa Goswami. He wrote 3 dramas. And I think we here in ISKCON Atlanta also have a drama culture. We do the dramas.
Yes.
So Rupa Goswami wrote Lalit Madhav, Vidak Madhav and Dan Keli Kaumadi. In Lalit Madhav, quite intricate and elaborate. In Act 9, it's a 10-act. Those who have read Shakespeare know about the acts, right? So in the 10-act play Lalit Madhav, 9th act is all about inspiring this union and separation through paintings. So Krishna is the Lord of Dwarka there. But in Dwarka, he has a small place called Nava Vrindavan. What does Nava Vrindavan mean? It's a place to entice Krishna to come in his Abhiman as Vrindavan Krishna and forget himself as Dwarka Krishna. We do that in our homes, right? Some rooms will be sometimes psychedelic, right? So let's do it. Inspire some mood. Inspire some psychedelic chanting. Small rooms, attics they call it, because ambience matters. This Nava Vrindavan was built by Vishwakarma. And just like Vrinda Devi is the Adhishthatri or the caretaker of Vrindavan, Dattadhikare Vrishabhanu Putriya. Vrishabhanu Putri is Radha Rani has given the caretaking of Vrindavan to Vrinda Devi. Nava Vrindavan is ruled by which Nava Vrinda. So in Vrindavan it is Vrinda. In Nava Vrindavan it is Nava Vrinda. So now Vrinda comes to Krishna and Radharani is there also, and she says, how about we see a gallery show? We have a gallery show of paintings and paintings. Would you like to see that? Krishna said, yeah, why not? See, this is the pretext to think and read about Krishna. How many times in Bhagavatam it happens, some topic is going on and they latch on to Krishna's pastimes. 3rd canto it happens. 9th canto it happens. 10th canto is whole and soul. Similarly, here what happens, just so that Rupa Goswami inspires us about thinking about Krishna Leela, Krishna and Radharani is walking in Nava Vrindavan, seeing the paintings. The first painting is the birth of Krishna. And everybody is jubilant, isn't it? Then the second painting talks about the Putana killing. And then, who was killed after? Shakatasura, Trinavarta, Ityadi. And then finally it comes to Krishna's Ukhal Bandhan Leela, right? And Radharani weeps seeing that. She weeps because she is appreciating the deep love of Yashoda Mai. And here is a teaching to all of us also, that if we appreciate devotion, our devotion appreciates. If we appreciate devotion, our devotion appreciates. That's the dynamics in spiritual world. So she is not feeling envious about other person. This is the mentality of abundance. What? Mentality of abundance. There is no scarcity. Prabhupada would do it, right? If two people are having a tiff, Prabhupada would say, you go to Pakistan, you go to Sri Lanka. In Braj we say, Sari Bhumi Gopal ki. Everything belongs to Gopal. Go anywhere and everywhere. Now Bhagavatam has reached Antarctica also.
Yes.
So, this is the mentality of abundance. There is no scarcity. This is a historical district of Martin Luther King. He was inspired by a similar personality in India. Anybody knows him? Mahatma Gandhi. And what did Gandhi say? There is enough for everybody's need, but not enough for one man's greed. And that's so true. That's so true. Then Mars won't be enough. Jupiter won't be enough, and Andromeda galaxy won't be enough. Not enough. So Radharani is weeping. And then Navrinda asks the question, hey Krishna, you were bound up by Mother Yashoda. You can liberate everybody. Why can't you liberate yourself? Great question. So he says, repeat after me, Vatsalya Mandala Mayena, Vatsalya Mandala Mayena, Mamo Rudamna, Mamo Rudamna, Yakopi Bandha Garima, Niramai Matra. I have been tied. Mama, my Uru is the belly, Damna is the rope. It's been made by my mother's Vatsalya. It's like not only the ropes, but Vatsalya is there in it too. So, I cannot. I may be great to liberate anybody and everybody else, but that Vatsalya I cannot. Then they move forward, and now Vrinda just looks at the audience. Remember, this is a drama going on. So now Vrinda looks at the audience and says, oops, the Vishwakarma, the architect of it, has deliberately forgotten the Kaliya Daman Leela. Because if Radharani would see it, she would faint. Then they come to Akrur taking Krishna and Balram. And this was heartbreaking. Krishna immediately changes the topic. Let's go forward. And then what happens? There's a Kamsa. And then everybody, Sadhu, Sadhu, Radharani is all saying, wow, amazing! What's happening? Krishna and Radha are looking at the paintings and are feeling union and separation. And we are hearing this description and feeling union and separation. It's not only there in Krishna Leela. There was a poet. Who is the Shakespeare of India? Anybody know about that? Kalidas. But in India they call it, Shakespeare was, or whatever, Kalidas of West. So Kalidas's contemporary was Bhavabhuti. He wrote something called Uttara Ramacharita. In it also he uses the paintings. So Lakshman comes to Ram, and Siya Maya is now pregnant with 2 kids. And this is after she was taken from Lanka. And Lakshman is saying, oh, our dear painter Arjun has made gallery of paintings. Let's go and see. So first Sita asks, who are those personalities? This is the first painting. Who are standing and bowing down to you? Any guesses? Yes?
Hanuman?
Hanuman? No. These are the
Devas.
Devas. Specific. Maitri, you have something to say? Vibhishan? No, this is just the beginning of the painting. So these are the yawning weapons. The weapons, if it is released, makes you yawn and go to sleep. These were given to Ram by his guru, who is Vishwamitra. And Ram says, these are the yawning weapons. I have utilized it nicely. Now I bless that your kids, my sons, will get it for free. Then they go to Mithila, right, where the wedding is happening. And the topic comes of banishment of Ram. Ram immediately changes the topic. He doesn't want to talk about it. Because we may think that Kaikeyi, his stepmother, asked for the blessings which were cursed. But then in some other Ramayans it is expressed that Ram only came to Kaikeyi and said, you have to do the unspeakable, something which is unheard. And then finally, the war happens and the painting stops at a place where Ram has to tell Sita to go to the forest. And Ram is just, he cannot tolerate that. Again, what is happening? Ram and Siya are looking at the paintings having union and separation. We too are getting the rasa of that. It does not stop there. Krishna Leela, paintings. Ram Leela, paintings. And then Prabhupada Leela also. His Holiness Tamal Krishna Goswami Maharaj wrote a play, a drama. Anybody know about that drama?
Drama of Jagannath.
There is a second drama too. He wrote the drama of the Jagannath Priya Natakam. He also wrote one more. It's called Prabhupada Antya Leela Pastimes. Maharaj, Goswami Maharaj as they call him, was so close to Prabhupada during he was the secretary, right? So he just faced what a great personality Prabhupada was. And he lifted up that to a drama level so that we can relish it. In the first act of this drama, His Holiness Tamal Krishna Maharaj, this is happening in the drama, he's walking with Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj. And what are they looking at? Paintings. Paintings of whom? Prabhupada. So the first painting, Prabhupada is touching the soft petals of rose. So Tamal Krishna Maharaj says, quoting Bhavabhuti, Vajrad Kathorani Kusumad Mriduni. A spiritual master can be hard as a thunderbolt and soft like a rose. Then they walk forward and Prabhupada is coming out of the San Francisco airport for the first time with Allen Ginsberg. Shamsundar Prabhu. And there's a dog of Shamsundar Prabhu also walking in the front. And they would say, look at Prabhupada, we are young, they were on 20s and early 20s, and Prabhupada was 70s, 3 times the age, and they cannot catch up with Prabhupada. Look how he's sprinting. So what is happening? They are looking at Prabhupada and feeling union and separation, and they're inspiring in us what?
Union and separation.
And imagine if this drama is enacted, how much rasa it will inspire. Then Bhakti Charu Maharaj is looking at the painting in which Prabhupada is being given a plate of Mahaprasadam. And Bhakti Charu Maharaj says, but Prabhupada does not eat that much these days. So the date is July 1977. Prabhupada left the world in, he's here, but in a physical manner, left in November 14, 1977. So July 1977, he was sick and Prabhupada was eating very less. And where was he during that time? Vrindavan. Now I may think, wait a minute, like Prabhupada, was he a Brajvasi or not? Well, he was an eternal Brajvasi. He would not reveal it much. He would keep it quite covered so as to not have bhakti get some air, In Gorakhpur, he showed that he is an eternal Nityasiddha. He was chanting Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. And then what happened? Syringe like tears, the kartal fell down, tan, 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 and it was pin drop silence. And then somebody started from behind, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. They asked Prabhupada later, what should we do when such things happen? Prabhupada said, just dismissed it. This does not happen very much. Forget about it. Sometimes he would reveal. Didn't he reveal it here? In a lecture, glorifying Param Karuna Paudri Jana Nitai Gaur. And he revealed that who is he? So Prabhupada is an eternal Brajvasi, resident of Vrindavan. He would say Vrindavan is his home, Mayapur is his temple of worship, and Bombay is his office. But in this earthly pastimes, he did a handshake with Vrindavan. He was born where? Kolkata. And the first time he came to Vrindavan was 1925. He was born 1896. At 29 years of age, he first came to Vrindavan. Just like that, to go to Loi Bazaar. Maybe first Loi Bazaar was not there. Loi Bazaar, how it gets its name? Loi means a blanket. So Loi Bazaar is a place where you would get blankets. And later on you get everything, isn't it? You go to Sapta Devalaya or not, but trip to Loi Bazaar is must. But Prabhupada did not go there for some sightseeing. He had a mission in mind. Because this mission was given to him 3 years ago. 1925 he goes to Vrindavan. It is important that sometimes we get a hang of these dates. Because we remember so many dates, right? When we were born, when was the United States Declaration of Independence, or Twin Towers, or COVID-19. We remember many, many dates, isn't it? How about we remember these dates too? So are you all with me?
Yes.
When was Prabhupada born? 1896. When did he go first to Vrindavan? Because he met 3 years before his Guru Maharaj, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, 1922. That was February. And Prabhupada at that time was already showing his strong-willed nature. Who took Prabhupada to meet Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur? Somebody, Narayan Mullik. Do we hear about him? That's what happens sometimes in our life. Somebody takes us to Krishna and then out of the picture. So Narendra Mullik, we do not hear about him much. And the place they met Srila Prabhupada, Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur, is now very celebrated museum. 45 minutes from the Kolkata airport. It's called One Ulta Danga Junction Road. Ulta means opposite, or not opposite, like upside down. And Danga is a mispronunciation of dinghy. Dinghy means a boat. So this is the place where they would keep the boats upside down after catching the fish. But then this became One Ulta Danga, to catch the fish of the men and the women. So here Prabhupada met upstairs. This is which year? 1922. And Srila Prabhupada, Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, moved in this place 4 years before, 1918, just after the World War I. And this was a very small place, and the rent was, I think, 50 rupees monthly rent given by some of the householders who were staying with him. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur then quickly converted this into Gaudiya Math. It was called Bhakti Vinodasan and then Gaudiya Math. So two parallel things are happening. On this side, Bhaktisiddhanta is opening up Gaudiya Maths. Got that one Altadanga Junction Road made into Bhakti Vinodasan, Gaudiya Math. And here is what is happening in Srila Prabhupada's life. He joins the Scottish Church College in 1919 to study English philosophy and economics. Then, 1916 he joined, and then some crazy event happens in the northern part of India. All of us know about that. That really made the Indians go completely against the Britishers who were ruling. Anybody knows? Jallianwala Bagh massacre. General Dyer entered this park. The park only had one entrance. He entered, fired. After a few minutes, thousands casualties. And see the chutzpah, or the audacity, or the ignorance of General Dyer, that he was tried and asked, what did you think? He said, I didn't think anything. Prabhupada became Gandhian. He would dress in khadi, like this, little mota khadi. And he was strong-willed. Actually, he was strong-willed right from the childhood. In the childhood, he would ask his parents, pester the parents to get toy guns. Really, get me a toy gun. And his father would say, no, but who would win? Prabhupada. And then Prabhupada, they would say, okay, we'll give you a toy gun. Prabhupada said, one for each hand. And Prabhupada did that in haggling for the temples also, right? You're giving one property, he said, oh, you have another also, 2 in 1? Get 2 for the price of 1. And he was strong-willed then also, Gandhi, and he challenged his Guru Maharaj that who would listen to this message. Think about what was the situation of America at that time. America had just come out of the World War I, and they had nothing to do with the world. It was an isolationist policy that we will take care of our economics, you all stay beyond the Atlantic or Pacific. So they were not there to welcome. Makes sense also, right? And secondly, Indian culture was not taking roots at that time. Plus, as Indiana Jones movie would reveal it later, the country of snake charmers, that's what people would believe. So Prabhupada was right in understanding, grasping who would listen to the message. He was not ready. But something happened in that meeting. And Prabhupada wrote in a letter, 28th September 1966, to one of the sannyasis in Gaudiya Math, saying, my Guru Maharaj taught me one thing in that meeting. Can you guess?
To America.
Well, something deeper. His Guru Maharaj told him, right? Go to America and preach in English language, but he taught him something. And that something was how to love. Srila Prabhupada writes in this letter, he saw me with such love. How can we explain it? It cannot be explained, right? When somebody we figure out that this person loves us, it's beyond actually the gymnastics, external gymnastics of love. But love is a very powerful force. How does a potter makes the wheel? He holds the wheel, holds the pot, and also puts the hand inside. So the hand inside is doing the discipline. But the hand which is supporting is doing what? Is giving the love, support, care. So Srila Prabhupada felt at that time that his Guru Maharaj taught him how to love. When we go out and share the message, we can have tactics and gymnastics and skills and talents and instruments and AI and ChatGPT, whatnot. But there is one ingredient which is the most important. concern. Are we really concerned? Because if the concern is not there, the message won't get transmitted. The person's heart won't be touched. In education, we call it explicit versus hidden curriculum. You know, you go to colleges, there's an explicit curriculum, right? Like there's an explicit menu when you go to restaurant. Paneer pasanda. And now that paneer pasanda can be made in different places. But when it is cooked with love, that paneer pasanda is really pasanda. Pasanda means you should like it. You give a like also. But we give a like when some specific ingredient in it touches us. So what's the specific ingredient when we are taught something in classroom? It's just not explicit curriculum. It's the intention of the teacher which gets transmitted and lodges in the heart. So Prabhupada said, my Guru Maharaj taught me how to love. Prabhupada met his Guru Maharaj in 22 and then he goes to Vrindavan for the first time in 1925. And what's the temple he stayed in? Guesses. Where did he stay in Vrindavan in his maiden trip? 108 points for the answer. Correct. Madan Mohan Temple. Somebody told him, go to Madan Mohan Temple, you know, the tower which is the symbol of Vrindavan, go there and you will find some rooms to stay. So Prabhupada went there and the pujari who met him in 1925 was still alive in 1995. When her Grace Moola Prakriti Mataji interviewed him and wrote in a book called Srila Prabhupada, Our Friend for All. This book describes about the bhajan kal of Prabhupada, what he was doing in Vrindavan. So this pujari recounts that Prabhupada came and no nonsense. Either he would chant or sit on or stand on that Dwadash Aditya Tila, look at Yamuna. Vrindavan has changed a lot. Earlier, as we were discussing yesterday, earlier you walk on the roads of Vrindavan, there would be only kacha park, you know, like not tarmac,
Not paved.
not paved, not with concrete, and the clothes will become brownish. This was Vrindavan. There was no cars. Only the mayor had a car, that too ambassador. It's now a relic car. So Vrindavan was different, and Prabhupada was looking the Yamuna from the top, and he was always chanting. He didn't go anywhere. He stayed for some time and went back. Why? Because something was pushing him, isn't it? What was pushing him? His Guru's instruction. He was separation from the goal, isn't it? And this is called the hero's journey. What?
The hero's journey.
It's there in all the traditions. We all are also on a hero or a heroine's journey, isn't it? And that's a very common idea in all the movies. All the novels and movies, there is somebody who is unsettled in his own place, wants to go out to some other place, achieve and come back. Isn't it? At least one movie everybody has heard about it. Lion King. You know about it? The journey of Simba. Some people are nodding. Simba, his father was Mufasa. And Simba was lured away to come out of his territory by his uncle, Scar. But then he has to go back. It's his hero's journey. He has to become the king, right? But two personalities come and distract him. So that also happens. We do come out of our comfort zone, that's called departure. But then we have to fulfill our mission, but then people can distract us also. So who are the personalities who distracted Simba? A warthog called, or the wild boar called Pumbaa, and a meerkat called Timon. Now you may not know these names, but you will know at least the song which they sang. Hakuna Matata. How many of you have heard this? Yeah, it's like the old Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Hakuna Matata, which means
No worries.
no worries. It's a Swahili word, and it says Hakuna Matata, ain't no passing craze. It's not a passing craze. It's free philosophy for rest of the days. Hakuna Matata. Then they will, in the movie, they'll go like Hakuna Matata. But what happens? He forgets. They take a nail cutter and clip the claws of the tiger. What is the tiger without, or the lion cub without the nails? No longer a lion. And he grows up into somebody who does not want to take any responsibility. Then who comes to yank him out of his slumber?
His father.
No. A mandrill named Rafiki is the spiritual guide. He gives him the mantra, which is opposite to Hakuna Matata. And then he turns back. Departure, fulfillment, and then return. These are the three phases of a hero's journey. What? Departure, which we come out of the comfort zone. Then fulfillment, and then come return. Prabhupada, fulfillment has to wait, right? It's still 1925. But that goal is pushing him to move. So he doesn't stay in Vrindavan. He comes back and the life happens, right? As they say. Bills and homes and jobs and headache. But Prabhupada did not make his heart bitter. Sometimes life can make us go bitter, right? Ravindra Swarup Prabhu, the great Ravindra Swarup Prabhu, once went with his wife to New Jersey to shop for the deities, get all the sheets, cloth. And this shop belonged to a Hasidic Jew. We know about Hasidic Jew, quite traditional. But this personality was having a face. When Ravindra Swarup Prabhu saw him, he felt, oh, he must have been beaten from left and right and up and down. He could see the anguish on his face, that maybe his kids don't respect him. His wife doesn't give him any importance, spouse, and his business people would have cheated him. He was right. Because this personality called him, oh, you come here, what are you doing? So he explained to him that we are buying things for deities. That's another culture shock. So he told, son, can I tell you the philosophy of my life? Okay, tell me. He said, my philosophy is 2 words. What do you think he would have said? He said, people stink. What did he say? People stink. And he was right. Ravindra Swarup Prabhu was right. He had almost become impersonal, right? Because gave a hard time. Prabhupada also got a hard time. But he didn't think that people stink. Because Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead and he resides in all the persons. In fact, this is Mahavakya of Prabhupada's teaching. Krishna is supreme personality of Godhead. And he's there in everybody's heart, everybody's person, just they have forgotten. So life happened, Prabhupada kept cultivating, and his friends recall that Srila Prabhupada would always keep chanting. Before the work, after getting up, Bhakti Pradeep Maharaj, his godbrother, would remember that. Prabhupada was always meditating on, Prabhupada was always meditating on his Guru Maharaj's instruction. That separation from the goal moves us forward, isn't it? Takes us departure and then fulfill and then come back. So Prabhupada is being pushed in that direction. So while 1925 he came to Vrindavan for the first time, it was only until 40 years he gets to ride that ship. And today is the day, August 10, 1965, where he departed from
Bombay. No, Calcutta.
Isn't that amazing? 60 years ago. And what did he write? he was carrying the same separation in his heart as 1925 also. And in 1965, on the journey, he wrote, Krishna Tava Punya Habe Bhai, Krishna Tava Punya Habe Bhai, Krishna Tava Punya Habe Bhai, Krishna Tava Punya Habe Bhai. Krishna will be, then Punya will happen, the Supreme Personality will bestow the greatest virtue, Punya. When will that happen? E Punya kori be jabe Radha Rani Shukhi have. E Punya kori be jabe Radha Rani Shukhi have. Dhruva ati boli to mata, Prabhupada went to the ship while he was living in Vrindavan. So he says that Krishna will bestow the mercy only when Shri Radharani will give the mercy. And then he quotes his guru. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Sachi Sutta Priyati. Shri Siddhanta Saraswati Sachi Sutta Priyati. Krishna Sevai Jara Tulanai. Krishna Sevai Jara Tulanai. Sheshe Mohanta Guru Jagatera Madhya Guru. Sheshe Mohanta Guru Jagatera Madhya Guru. Krishna Bhakti Deya Dhai Dhai. Krishna Bhakti Deya Dhai Dhai. My Guru Sri Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur is very dear to Gauranga. Sachi Sutta Priya Ati. And Jar Tulya, there is nobody in comparison to service to Krishna. And Shesha Mahanta Guru, he is the great Simha Guru. And he, in Jagat Madhya, in the Jagat, he will give Krishna Bhakti to all. As Srila Prabhupada is going on in these verses, he tells that his Ichha is Balwan, he has just ordered me, I am holding on to it, and do not worry. Prithavi te nagaradi asamudra nadi nadi. Second, Prithavi te nagaradi asamudra nadi. Shakalei bole Krishna Rama Rama. Shakalei bole Krishna Rama Rama. He says, his Ichha is Balwan, there will be a day where everybody in Atlanta will be saying what? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Prabhupada now says in this song that Se Karja Je Koribai Agya Jadi Dilo More Jogya Nahi Ati Dina. I am not qualified, but just I am hanging on. This was the attitude of Srila Prabhupada when he wrote in 1965. But the same spirit was in which year? 1925. His first visit to Vrindavan. Then life happened. He again went to Vrindavan in 1932. This was the time of Braj Parikrama with his Guru, and everybody went to do some sightseeing, a holy sightseeing. But Prabhupada was right there in front of his Guru, hearing him. And his Guru said, I have marked him. He likes to. It is said in spirituality, let's make our ears strong. So Prabhuji, something is going on in the ear, but that's medical. Ears trump, not the eyes. Because eyes, lot of things enter also. They say it's a way of karma to enter. But ears, we can hear. Shravanam and then Kirtanam, which is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Skrabanam, Mopanam. The Skrabanam and the Mopanam of our hearts. Make the ears strong. In fact, hearing is also the last thing to go off before we die. And how do you wake a person? Not by doing Bharatnatyam in front of them, or disco dance, or whatever, jazz dance, but saying something. Now let me tell this in Hindi. There is somebody whose ringtone is Nalayak, abhi tak so rahe ho. That translates in English to, what do you call Nalayak? Rascal? I don't want to use that. Oh, great fool, you are sleeping, and even until now, whatever. It wakes us up. Even Bhakti Vinod Thakur has written this song, right? Jeeva jago, Gaura Chandra bole, Kota nitra chao mai, Pishachi rakole. What is kole? Not Coca-Cola. It is the lap of Maya. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is why is sleeping in the lap of Jiva Jago, rise up. In 1932, his guru marked him. Prabhupada got initiated in 1933. Then he again came to Vrindavan 2 years later, 1935. And then his Guru Maharaj was walking with him in Radhakund and said to him, Agun Jolbe, the fire in the mud. When we did not have big properties, people were fine. Now we have the big properties, everybody wants to have their own room. So what you do, whenever you get money, print books. In fact, His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu has written a book, Our Family Business. And in that, the foreword is written by Ravindra Swarup Prabhu. He says that our sampradaya is a sampradaya of books. If you look at any picture of any of our teachers, they are with books. Brahma is with books, Rupa Goswami is with books, Madhvacharya is with books, and Prabhupada, tons of books. It's a sampradaya of books, so Prabhupada got that instruction. So he got two instructions. First in 1922, go and preach the message of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in English language. And then in 1935, print books. And now for the fourth time, Prabhupada comes to Vrindavan in 1955, after 20 years. Now he is a seasoned Vanaprastha. It's important, Prabhupada is teaching us that there is a time to wind down, isn't it? Many of the saints give advice also to those who are getting newly married, get in to get out. Not like in a very dispassionate or emotionless way, no. But plan to get out also, which means after the kids and everybody is settled, then time to retire and wind down and do the things, especially Krishna consciousness. His Holiness Jayadvaita Swami Maharaj is writing a new book, The Vanaprastha Adventure. He calls it adventure because it is. Because then we depend on Krishna. We may depend on other things, we have to set things right, insurance and whatever, Medicare. However, it's dependence on Krishna. So Prabhupada taught us. 955, he goes to Vrindavan, this time not as a visitor, but to stay there. He stayed for 10 years. And he wrote books. 1956 onwards, first 1955 he went to a little bit Mathura area. And then he was called Delhi. Delhi, his godbrother was there, Sarang Goswami Maharaj, who also gave Brahman Diksha to Prabhupada's sister, Pishima. Sarang Goswami Maharaj says, Prabhupada, come, you are very good in English. Why don't you edit Sajjana Toshini magazine? And Prabhupada has this chutzpah. You know this word chutzpah? Prabhupada, he had two dhotis, maybe like with some holes also. And there is Prabhupada thinking about making Sajjana Toshini as illustrated weekly. And people were shocked. Two dhotis. and dream very, very high. In fact, his godbrother, Madhav Daita Maharaj, once walking in Vrindavan, saw Prabhupada on the door of a doctor. He said, Prabhu, it was hot. Vrindavan is very hot. 45 degrees Celsius feels like 52 degrees Celsius. You may convert that into Fahrenheit. It's quite hot. And Prabhupada was standing there. Why? The doctor has not come because the doctor had promised 5 rupees per month to Prabhupada. His godbrother comes after a few hours and still Prabhupada is standing. What happened? The doctor has not come. He melts. He says, I will pay you. Prabhupada said, every month? Can you make it 10? So, strong-willed. And in this time, he had taken sannyas 59 and he was residing in 56 onwards to Vrindavan because people told him that he felt like he should write, and he was writing the commentaries to the first canto of Bhagavatam. Do you know the place where he stayed?
Radha Damodar.
Totally wrong. First he stayed in some other temple.
Chippiwala.
Vrindavan, Vamshi Gopal temple. Now let's go to Loi Bazaar. Not to shop, only in my mind. We go to Loi Bazaar, we can take right turn or the left turn. Take the left turn. This left turn comes across a place called Nidhivan. Nidhivan is the place where the most famous deity of Vrindavan was found. Bake Bihari, self-manifested. Then we reach Radharaman, correct? Don't go to Radharaman. Take a left turn. Keep walking. On our right hand side, we'll see another temple called Radha Gokula Nanda. Don't go inside. Take a right turn, then a left turn, then a right turn. I'm not confusing you, because sometimes in India you ask people to do that. Left, right, left, straight. But right turn, left turn, and right, and straight you will see Srila Prabhupada Bhajan Stali, Vamshi Gopal Temple. You enter inside, you might have a burly cow waiting for you. Pass by her and the beautiful deities, and very gently you can ask the pujaris, can you give us the key to go upstairs?
Oh, that's why the dome is in the middle of the room?
Mm-hmm. Now it's not there. So you go there and up you go 2 stories, and there is the room of Srila Prabhupada where he wrote the first canto of Bhagavatam. If you come outside that room, you will see on one side Vrindavan skyline, beautiful skyline of the temples, and on one side Yamuna. This is where Prabhupada would sit, Bhagavatam as well as back to Godhead. He would write and he would distribute also. Radharaman Goswamis, who were kids at that time, have recollected. Padmanabh Goswami recollects that we would hear the sound, chi cha. What's that sound? It's the sound of the rickety bicycle which Prabhupada owned. And they would say, oh, Swami Maharaj is coming, distributing back to Godhead. Then the father of Padmanabh Goswami was Vishwambhar Goswami. He was the mayor at that time of Vrindavan. Also Radharaman Goswami, great supporter of Srila Prabhupada. He would tell his kid, he's a no-nonsense man. He's a very strict sadhu. He doesn't go out socializing people. He chants his rounds and does the cooking and is busy writing. Then Prabhupada took sannyas in 1959, and later he moved to Radha Damodar temple. So while he's an internal Brajbasi, he's doing his pastime. 25 he goes to Vrindavan first, then 32, then 35, then 55.
Stays for 10 years.
Stays for 10 years. Young Kishan Lal comes daily to give Prabhupada milk. So in 65 he came and he knocked at the door, and nobody opened that door. And somebody told him, Swamiji has gone to America. That was this day, 60 years ago, right? August 10, 1965. Such a coincidence. And this was departure. What was the first hero's journey? Departure. Then Prabhupada fulfilled that in America. And then there was a return with the dancing white elephant.
Harivamsa.
Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
And therefore, taking shelter of His Holiness Jai Pataka Swami Maharaj's words, we can sing and conclude. With your permission. Jadi Prabhupada na hoi to, tabe ki hoi to, ye जीवन भरी देखी से. Jadi Prabhupada जीवन भरी देखी से. निताई गौरेरा अपार करुणा, निताई गौरेरा अपार करुणा, के दीते सकल देशे, के दीते सकल देशे. Keep playing. यदि प्रभुपाद न होई तो ताबे की होई तो, we would be lost in Lion Kings. We would not know about Nitai Gaur Apar Karuna, isn't it? And who would give that Nitai Gaur Apar Karuna to Shakal Desh? Shakal Desh is everywhere. Now Nitai Gaur is just there everywhere. In this form, dancing form. Beautiful names. Paschate Rajata Papi Durachari, Paschate Rajata Papi Durachari, Shunyavadi Mayavadi, Shunyavadi Mayavadi, Kadera Udhara Karibare Mana, Kadera Udhara Karibare Mana, Hena Kona Dayanidhi, Hena Kona Dayanidhi. Who will be so Dayanidhi, the ocean of compassion, that he can come to areas, Paschatya, where people haven't heard about Krishna. First time they looked at the Jagannath, they thought that these are psychedelic totem. Because it's just too far out. It's far out. It's far out even for now, even in South India, the subcontinent. Because it's the Western mentality, or whatever we call it, the consumeristic mentality, or the atheistic mentality, that there's no need of God. World is full of strings. Everything is strings, vibrating strings. That's a new thing in this science now. String theory. But it's so far out. Nobody has seen strings. Nobody has seen electrons. Still people believe. But it is Prabhupada, Shunyavadi and Mayavadi, he just gave the mercy. Tadera nikate kon jana asi, Tadera nikate kon jana asi, Bilai Hari Nama, Bilai Hari Nama, Sabhya Jiva Rupe Kadi Deta Dera, Sabhya Jiva Rupe Kadi Deta Dera, Ke Hoit Adhuyana, Ke Hoit Adhuyana. Who matches him in distributing Harinam? Who comes closer? Isn't it? Everywhere. Srila Prabhupada, Jananivas Prabhu and Pankaj Angri Prabhu would tell, imagine Prabhupada carrying his bead bag, just circulating the globe 14 times. And wherever he would go, temple, farm communities. Great meditation, right? And as we began the session today, देश देश हरि विग्रह सेवा देश देश हरि इति सर्विस सेवा आरती रात्रि दिने आरती रात्रि दिने. If you have to find a praman for this, go to mayapur.tv. Some Mangala Arati is happening somewhere, some Dhoopa Arati is happening somewhere. So Arati, Ratri Dine. And there is one more thing instituted. Rathayatra di Mahotsav Shava. Rathayatra di Mahotsav Shava. Who would know about Janmashtami here? We know about the Memorial Day weekend, St. Patrick's Day, what else? Martin Luther King Day, what else? Labor Day, etc., etc. But then here's Mahotsav, Ratha Yatra. Shikhaite kona jane. Shikhaite kona jane. Then it is easy to make easy things difficult, but difficult to make difficult things easy. Prabhupada did that. If you read Prabhupada books, go to Goswami books, come back again, oops, he just writes it all. Prabhupada's translations and purports are both translations and purports. In his translations also he puts his purport, and in the purport he puts his translation, wherever he can meet us. So, Gita Bhagavata Chaitanya Charita Gita Bhagavata Chaitanya Charita Devamrita Rasasar Devamrita Rasasar Tatana Shundara Sharala Goriya Tatana Shundara Ke pujaite aara Ke pujaite aara. Who would make it saral, simple, isn't it? Even the kids can easily latch on to Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As we were discussing, one thing, its main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. But it's so hard, Prabhupada kept it. Kata kashta sahi prita manarahi Kata kashta sahi prita manarahi Devadita Hari Nama Devadita Hari Nama. How much difficulties he took. How much? Once Bhakti Charu Maharaj was addressing an audience and said, do you really know what Prabhupada did for you? And people said, yeah. 1925, 1932, 1935, 1955, that's what I'm doing, right? But Bhakti Charu Maharaj said, you have to be 70 to figure it out. Because when the things crumble, 2 heart attacks, still the indomitable spirit. It's hard. So Tata Kashta, how many difficulties he took. And then, having the difficulties, what did he give us? Kedite modera puri vrindavan. Kedite modera puri vrindavan. Mayapura matanma. Mayapura matanma. In India, we used to have CBSE books in which there was just one picture of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's it. Oh yeah, done. And the religious encyclopedias calls Mahaprabhu as a religious epileptic.
Hare Krishna.
Who would understand Mahaprabhu? Who would tell us about Vrindavan? Prabhupada told, Kedite, who would give us Vrindavan? Puri and Mayapur. So if we hear today about Vrindavan or Vraj, immediately thought comes to Prabhupada. And if we hear about Prabhupada, Vraj comes. Parama Mangala Shri Chaitanya Mahaparama Mangala Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhura Shikhadhana Prabhura Shikhadhana. He's embodying the teachings of Mahaprabhu in action and in sharing. Achare prachare sada amade achare prachare sada ki karita niyojana ki karita niyojana. Eating the mango and distributing it. Not only distributing, but without eating mango. Otherwise the mango will keep on passing. Eating, achar and the prachar. So now we go down to Srila Prabhupada, following in the footsteps of the author of this song, His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj. Prema kalpataru nitai gaure. I am waiting. Who is waiting? Niravadhi Jaya Pataka Hridaya Niravadhi Jaya Pataka Hridaya Tumhare Sharana Tumhare Sharana Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Ram Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Gaur Premanande. Kindly forgive me. 5-10 minutes.
Srila Prabhupada ki
jai.
Srila Prabhupada ki
jai.
Harivamsa Prabhu ki
Srila
jai.
Prabhu ki
jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Chitravirya Prabhu just told me there is no Sunday feast sponsors today. Anyone feel inspired? If you don't feel inspired, Gaurnitai will personally make sure that he sponsors your feast. So please come, you can see Swadashara Prabhu or you can see Chitravirya Prabhu if you want to help Shri Gaurnitai